Let's take a look at the big story of the hour. We're getting to know that the Israeli media and officials have reported that Israel has carried out a targeted attack on senior Hamas leadership in Qatar, including Khalil al-Hayya and Jabirin, amidst the ongoing regional tensions. Witnesses in Doha's Katara district have reported several blasts and smoke rising from the area. Israeli military sources have confirmed that measures were taken to minimize harm to uninvolved citizens. Al Jazeera, a news organization citing Hamas sources, said that the delegation was targeted during a meeting. The exact location of the strike has not been disclosed. The Israeli authorities are awaiting results from the operation, which they describe as a precise action against top Hamas officials with global attention on potential repercussions. Matty Zweig is on the telecast with me. Matty, if you could shed more light into this latest development. Blasts have been reported in Doha in Qatar, and what the Israeli leadership is saying, authorities at this point of time saying that these attacks were targeted strikes on Hamas leadership, Hamas officials who were in Qatar for negotiations of a ceasefire.
Well, this is a new development, and this rise in the stakes here in all what is going on between the Hamas and Israel, because they have never tried to attempt against even seniors or not senior Hamas people in a place like Doha. It means that Israel, after all these almost 2 years of mediations of Qatar, is finally accepting the theory that the role of Qatar in all these last years was more negative than positive, and even their mediation is not in a good phase. It looks like this is the consequence of what has been happening now. We still don't have the details, and we don't know if exactly they tried to neutralize Khalil al-Hayya and Mohammed Jabarin, that they are in themselves, when they are not in Doha, very dangerous people. But anyway, to try to attempt against them in the soil of a country that is so-called mediating, and it's really a game changer, because in the last years, from all kind of places, they have been accusing Doha and Qatar authorities for not being part of the solution, but being part of the problems, fueling with a lot of money all kind of extremist groups. And if this is going to really escalate to this this stage, I think it's from one side a dangerous development, from the other side is something that Israel didn't try before, and they have to explain why. And it's also maybe people in Israel are going to think that is a way for the Netanyahu's government to say, I know I have been accused of a relationship with Qatar, but I am not attacking Qatar, but I don't care about attacking in Qatar soil, which maybe is going to put him a little bit far from the accusations of the so-called Qatar gate inside Israel. Let's see what's happening in the next developments.
All right, talking about Qatar, which has also now released a formal statement. It has condemned this attack. It has said that it is a blatant flagration of the sovereign state of Qatar. How do you think things are going to move ahead, especially when it is a very sensitive time? There has been US pressure that has been mounting on Hamas to accept a ceasefire deal, a hostage exchange deal. There have been talks that have been taking place in Qatar. There have been a number of leaders that the US envoy Steve Witkoff has been meeting with regards to resolution of this conflict that has been going on for 2 years. Do you think this is going to set back the effort that has been made, the progress that has been made up until now in negotiating a ceasefire?
Well, this can be a setback if it's going to stop everything, but it's not going to be a setback if Doha is going to receive the message in another way. We are in the Middle East. people change their way of thinking and loyalties. And before that, Egypt was the ultimate mediator. And in the last 2 years, Qatar has been the mediator because they say they have wonderful relationship with also with the Hamas side to convince them of going to a deal and not only Israel. So things are changing. For Israel, is also can be a setback because there are some senior people around Trump that they have very good relations, even commercial relations with Qatar, like the same Steve Witkoff, which have a lot of things in common with Qatar. So if we get to this point, something big is going on, and all the relationships are
Do you
going to be
think there
maybe
could be a
repeat.
retaliation from Qatar at this point of time targeting Israel?
They look, if someone is going to tell you that in the last 10 years, they were fueling with billions of dollars Hamas to build their tunnels and to build all the force they built it to attack Israel on the 7th of October, this is also a way of attacking Israel. So you can talk a lot and talk about retaliation, but this is not the exact word. The exact word, if Qatar is going
Do you
to
think
receive the
Israel at
message,
this point
then
of time
they,
will get unadulterated, full, strong support from the United States of America as it had gotten from the Trump administration during its strike on Iran?
I don't think so. This is a different case. I think this is going to be very strong discussions with Trump and the people around him. From what everybody knows, there are around Trump people that think 180 degrees different from one another. So the final outcome of all this situation is what Trump is going to think about everything that's going on and all the details that they are going to whisper in his ear. And maybe we'll see what kind of reaction he has.
All right. In fact, talking about reactions, Qatar has strongly condemned the Israeli attack targeting Hamas officials